Now, we're back again. 2 days, no vlogging. Computer wouldn't do for me what I wanted it to do, so I had to get the footage, but I don't feel it's that real when I take footage from the previous days and work it into my next vlog, so that's why I didn't do it. Now we're on the next day, so we'll continue as normal, and I will keep you updated on all my vlogs and my fitness and everything else that I do. And first things first, it's time to eat some really good food and get on with the day. I'll also show you a few extra bits that I'm going to do, things that are quite interesting, and maybe discuss a few things in this vlog about nutrition as well. I always want to bring in some new educational things so that it's not just a vlog about anything and everything, a bit of fitness, a bit of food. I want you to learn, and that's the reason why I'm doing this. I want you to learn and be better with your health and everything that you do daily. Oh yes, and also walk the kids to school this morning. I've retaken this shoot now about 4 or 5 times, and my camera keeps on just going off. Basically the recording just stops. So I'm going to try again. So first meal of the day, 11:30 during the morning, eggs, bacon. There you go. Got 2 eggs, 2 strips of bacon. Extra with it, almond butter. Why do I eat like this? Low carb, no sugar or low sugar in the almond butter, and then protein and fat on the plate. So very, very healthy fat. Good amount of protein, not too much, and again with the almond butter exactly the same thing. I have 2 teaspoons of that afterwards, and I can also have a dessert spoon. Done! There you go. So I finally finished that little clip, so hopefully it doesn't cut out now. So yeah, this is the reason why I get lean, this is the reason why I feel full most of the time, and this is the type of food you can eat most of the time, because this is good. It's not just a breakfast food like people keep on making it up, like after 11 you're not allowed to have it. You can have this any time of the day, preferably not late at night. That's the only time that you don't really want to eat, but it's okay for some if you're lean. Now, another thing is also what I want to... Now I've got something that is bugging me a lot. It's something that always seems to happen, okay? Now don't take this message the wrong way, but take it the right way and think about it. You've got to think about this. And it's the scale, and I'm going to talk about it again, but I'm going to do it in a bit of a sketch for you this time. See what you think. Think about it. Think about it. Shall I repeat that? Think about it again. Look at what the scale is doing to people, and this is the reason why. This is what happens. And is this true or false? You can answer that one yourself. But just have a look at this and see what happens to people when you bring in the scale. Now this is going to be a good example of what happens in real life and what people think should happen. What does the scale do? How does it manipulate the mindset? And I'm going to bring in Jacqueline. We're going to have a quick little talk with Jacqueline, and then you decide if this is what actually happens. So Jacqueline walks in through the door, comes in looking beautiful and everything else, being on the JQ plan, following it, changing shape, losing weight, whatever basically, but not losing much weight, but changing shape, looking stunning, much more toned. And is this what happens when Jacqueline walks through that front door? Oh wow, look at you. I mean, you just look amazing. Look, just look at, people, just look at that dress. You look fantastic. Wow, look at your arms, look at your shape. Oh, thank you, JQ. You're so kind. You know, I feel fantastic. I feel really good. Okay, yeah, I feel really good. Or is this what happens? Wow, Jacqueline, you look amazing. How much do you weigh? Wait, what's your weight? Everybody, bring the scale, bring the scale. We're going to start this off right now. Let's get ready to rumble. Shall I remind you, it's not a boxing match, and that is definitely not how it goes. You do not walk into a party and people go, wow, let's weigh you quickly. What do you weigh? They always comment on the way that you look, what you look like in your shape, in your dress, in your jeans or whatever, men and women. They never ever comment on your weight. Later on maybe somebody might ask you, what do you weigh? And then you can answer that. The reason why this has happened is because there's certain places in the world, certain, shall we call it clubs, certain organizations, things like that, that's messed up people's minds when it comes to weight. I will show you men and women all around this world that have the bodies to die for, that people will pay £1 million to have, and they don't even know what they weigh. It's about shape, what you look like on the beach and all those things, and basically what you look like in your clothing, how small you are, not about the weight. The more muscle you carry, the more you're going to weigh. You'll find it very, very hard to be 6 stone but quite muscular and be at that weight. It's just not going to happen. And another thing, if I give you 2 of you standing right next to each other, so one here, one there, and you're the identical same person, okay? This is only an example, okay? I'm only going to use some words, don't be offended by it. There's one on this side that's really, really thin, kind of almost a little bit kind of bony in a way, bone sticking out, and then there's this one over here that's in amazing shape, the best shape you can ever be, most beautiful body, man or woman, doesn't matter what. But on this side, you weigh pretty much nothing. You weigh 6 stone or whatever, which is a very, very low weight. And on this side, you're weighing 8 stone, but you've got the body to die for. If I tell you to choose the body, I line these 2 people up, and this is how we are as human beings and visual as well. But if I ask you to pick the body that you want, I guarantee you're going to go with this one. The lovely shape, the beautiful curves, whatever. You're going to go with that body because that's the body that people normally tend to want. That's the body that they work towards. And that's the body that people comment on. That is just kind of how it is, and that's how it goes. Nothing wrong with that. So be very, very careful how you look at weight and how you look at the scale, because the scale can completely destroy you and at the end of the day make you just go off whatever you're doing, and then you're back to being unhealthy, which is not what you want. It's about your health and about just building a bit of shape. That's really what it is, but it is about your health, number one. Some people will go and get on that scale. They'll climb on, but they've got fantastic bodies, look amazing. They've been training a lot with weights, training very hard in the gym, and there's a lot of reasons for this, but training very hard in the gym, get on the scale and boom, 1 pound, 2 pound, 3 pound up, and all of a sudden, what the? That's what happens. It's honestly, it's like literally people run for the hills. It's like, I cannot believe this is rubbish. How is this possible? What has happened to my life? 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds. You bathed the night before, you sat in the bath, your skin soaked up water, you're gonna weigh heavier, by the way. You have hormones. If you're a woman, you have more hormones that can affect your body weight as well. It's not fat that you gain. You drank a bit more water that day, a bit more fluid. It sits in your stomach. You're gonna weigh heavier. If you want to weigh lighter, get rid of all water, then your weight will come down. All these things have an influence. Number one, the main thing is you might be training in the gym loads, and then all of a sudden you're building quite a bit of lean muscle. That will weigh heavier than fat. So you'll be at the lowest weight where you can really be, because that's where your body's at its happiest. And then all that will happen is your weight will shift up a little bit because of muscle mass. That's all that happens, people. But if the weight is going to have that detrimental effect on you and you're healthy and you look amazing, then nobody can help. That's just what's going to happen. Nobody can help somebody like that, because the scale ruins the mind. The scale is going to ruin your day. That is now all of a sudden a number. It's all of a sudden going to influence how your day is going to turn out. And that is sad. I think it's just terribly sad. I used to weigh myself 19, 20, 21 times a day when I tried to gain weight. I became so obsessed with the scale and the number that I would stand on the scale and drink water. You for real? Absolutely. I must have lost it back in the day. Standing on the scale, drinking water to try and weigh heavier. You're already with the water on the scale. It's gonna weigh heavy. You don't have to drink it. It's not gonna make a difference. It was just unreal how much the scale affected me. I became, I would say, a little bit kind of messed up with it, because it influenced me so badly that sometimes I had terrible days just because I didn't gain a pound. And that is not the way to live your life. Live your life by training hard, eating right, being healthy, being in good shape, and that's it. That is all it is. When people say, wow, you look amazing, you look fantastic, that's a nice feeling. It's a great feeling for you. So I hope this helps. I hope this message really kind of gets to you and sits there, and forget these places that weigh you all the time. I'm telling you, the reason why those people never really lose weight is because of the weight, the scale. Oh, well done, you've lost a bit of weight this week. Well done, you've gained a little bit of weight the next week, or whatever. You have to keep on working this way to get to where you want to be. A slimmer body, a healthier body. That's all you want, a smaller body. So think about it. I hope that helps you. That is hard work. It's the running on the spot that's the toughest. Really hard. Next one's a little bit like a low squat, skipping movement. A little bit harder because the rope still stays long, so I'm going to grip it a little bit lower down. Push-ups and then skipping. Exercise session done. Now on to the next thing, which will be the meal. I've got to go for a jacket sweet potato with a creamy cheese spinach mixture in there. That'll be really nice. And yeah, good quality food, get you good quality results.